This story takes place after the summer of 1968, when American students found themselves sundered from the processes of their country, their candidate unceremoniously defeated, their sensibilities trampled in the streets of Chicago, their desecrated ideals now dismissed or unrecognizably perverted. While the men once again face death as mercenaries, the women whisper such sensual comfort as they may warm each other for another 4-year winter. And in this hibernation, only dreams remain to reveal the past.
Baby, we adore you, 'cause you're the sweetheart of us all. Barbara, baby, we're all for you, 'cause you've got that kind of sort of girlish goal. Your deep blue eyes are open skies, the proof of truth at hand. Show us the way, give us today. Oh, Barbara, give us a hand.
Barbara. But why is Barbara, the gay co-ed who is everybody's sweetheart, in the arms of Jim, wretched student and potential suicide? Where are the laws of campus life that devise the precious for the arms of the strong? How shall success be rewarded when misery is celebrated? We must go back to the beginning.
I go where fate's chimes knells to sail the boundless sea.
That's very clever, Harry. Except you could use a little more pizzazz.
I lack pizzazz? How can you say that? After the way I carried you back from the football game last Saturday.
You don't lack pizzazz, Harry. You just need to express yourself better, like Jim did.
Oh, hi. Well, I've got a stomachache, I guess.
Brother, you don't have a stomachache. You don't even have pizzazz. Tell us what's really wrong.
No, I couldn't.
Oh, come on, Jim. You can tell me. Remember, I told you my life story last spring.
Well, Linda's run off with a graduate student.
That's just terrible. She should stick to her own kind.
Looks like another bad year for me.
Don't say that.
Why not?
Listen.
This is no place to fret and stew. There'll be time enough for that in time. Now untrammeled by life's greater laws. Don't let your coyness do you wrong. But release your flaming youth. Release your flaming youth in song. Don't let college get you down. Your present problems just don't count. Only here can you safely infer some true pastiche of your psyche. Experiment knows no reproof during these years when of course, collegiate respite is in force. Don't you worry, doesn't matter, 'cause it's not real.
There are no fires of judgment here. Beyond the academic guidelines offered, the sudden blast of catastrophe and slow and subtle slide of fate will wait until you graduate. We'll wait till you graduate.
Oh, now tell me, mark this rule. This isn't life, it's just a school. Why, we're high, high, we're living really high, 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 high. Why, we're high, high, we're living really high. But we're only living high 'cause it isn't real, it isn't real, it isn't real life.
Barbara, could I speak to you a minute?
Excuse me.
You know, sometimes I just can't figure you out.
But I'm just an ordinary girl, same as the next.
I'm not so sure. I always thought a lot of you in high school. You know that. But now when I see you in the arms of guys like him, it makes me wonder.
Goodness, what does it make you think, Jack?
I just don't know what to think. You always used to be a virgin. We always thought of you as nice. You were our ideal, and that is why I feel confused, so I'm telling you twice. You always used to be a virgin, but it's so hard to tell these days. Your mother was a perfect lady. She taught you everything she knew, deliberately coy before every boy, so everyone knew that it was true. You always used to be a virgin, but it's so hard to tell these days. You always were a queen to us, but now I look at you and say, your easy gay style, each time you smile, makes me wonder if you changed your ways. You always used to be a virgin, but it's so hard to tell these days. Damn. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Having slapped a boy for the first time in her life, and then only because she sensed that for some dark reason he wanted it, Barbara hastens over to the student union to rejoin Harry and the gang over hamburgers and coffee. Jack is meanwhile comforted by the chance arrival of Virginia, a freshman he has been dating more for convenience than for her own merits. Virginia believes, however, that his casual treatment of her is simply one of the necessary idiosyncrasies of a great mind, just another task for the irrepressible woman in her. The irrepressible woman in Barbara shows even in the way she takes her food. This she does with a spirited grace which is not without its admirers. Nor, it should seem, can such a discerning admirer be without admirers. Fortunately, in the light of day, transgressions can be sloughed off with impunity. Yes, in all the starts, the titters, the muffled guffaws, only one thing can be certain. Behind all this confusion must lie some vast, unmanageable, primordial force, indefinable and irresistible, yet manifest in the simplest terms.
Here I am playing Angel of Mercy for your poor nose, when I should be taking my compulsions out on you. You're really quite frustrating, Jack. Did you know that, Jack?
No, I guess not.
Well, let me tell you. Darling, you're so hard to be close to when I'm supposed to be so cool. I can't be so unairy in my bearing as I should. So if I slip on occasion.
Even in the face of this moving proclamation, Jack continues to be distracted. The afterthoughts on his encounter with Barbara consume his imagination. What did her gesture mean? Could it be that she, carefree and light-hearted Barbara, had shown herself to be sensitive before Jack and Jack alone? Had she stripped herself of her accustomed casualness before the unsuspecting eyes of her high school chum? Did she, who every red-blooded student dreamed of ravishing, did she really stand naked before him as he gaped at her witlessly? And why should she, the mascot of the football team, toast of the newspaper staff, and golden girl of the drama club, why should she choose him to receive this intimacy?
Well, dearie, who are you going after tonight?
Oh, Bob, I guess.
What a bore. You do that at every party.
Yes, but he falls every time.
He's just an easy make. Why don't you try someone interesting like Jack?
Oh, your fat friend?
Yes, I'm sure he'd be quite difficult. Why do you let him hang around you?
Somebody has to humor him.
Can't his little freshman friend do that?
I have to undo everything she does.
You're too generous. You should enjoy yourself. Maybe you should fall in love.
I'm sure I will someday, but I'm not pushing it. I want to lead the good life, the short and simple sweet life for a while. I want to see what it's like to be free and sylph-like for a while. Someday I may consider, why was my youth so abrupt? So until my prince shall come, my arrow shall be suction cupped. Until I shoot to kill, I'll go on singing my song, 'cause lust will have to do until love comes along. I'd like to oblige, but it's true. Until love comes along, lust will have to do. I want to suffer slightly, to give and take it lightly for a while. I want to wander blithely, to run and stumble lightly for a while. Someday I may be wistful, and so I feather my nest, lest I waste the time I have to enjoy the second best. Until I shoot to kill, I'll go on singing my song, 'cause lust will have to do until love comes along. I'd like to oblige, but it's true. Until love comes along, lust will have to do.
With Barbara's voice lingering in every corner of his body, Jack makes his move. Here is the drama that was uncomfortably absent half an hour ago at dinner with Virginia. Here is purpose in action, power and glory. Here, for one short orgasmic moment, the fragmented impulses of the last 4 years become one.
Excuse me, Barbara, I just have to apologize. Could I please speak to you alone for just one moment?
Why, of course.
I guess I underestimated you, Barbara. I didn't mean to hurt you. I only said what I did because I really care for you. I've been too proud to admit it, but I guess I've been in love with you all along.
Marshalling the finesse she has garnered in 3 years at college, Barbara answers with measured ambiguity,
Let's take a walk, Jack.
but clearly it will take more, much more subtle maneuvering to deflect the attentions of her brilliant but off-base suitor, who even now, in the face of her reserve, prepares to resent anything but total devotion on her part. And so it is to his finer sensibilities that Barbara directs her appeal.
Do you see those lights, Jack? It wasn't like this where we grew up. There were nights when it looked like there was nothing in the world outside my room. But of course I knew there were millions of other rooms like mine, in places like this, that were different and new and exciting.
Yes, I know what you mean.
Do you, Jack? We're so young, and I used to have my life planned out by stages and by steps, but it never ever quite panned out as you might expect. It's not that I'm deprived of the things that I prize, 'cause lots of things I've dreamt of, I've later realized. So much has come true, for which I'm in debt, and still I have to regret. Whatever happens, I find I can't stop dreaming yet. I guess I'll muddle through it all somehow, but I can't stop dreaming now. So if it seems I'm restless, it's not that I am mean. Why is it? My guess is I just like to dream. You must not misconstrue me, 'cause I like you around. Still you'll have to excuse me, but I can't settle down. So much has come true, for which I'm in debt, and still I have to regret. Whatever happens, I find I can't stop dreaming yet. I guess I'll muddle through it all somehow, but I can't stop dreaming, but I can't stop dreaming, can't stop dreaming, no.
I just can't figure you out.
What is there left for Barbara to say? She who has sparked the conversation of the crassest bores, she who has spoken so readily from her heart, cannot find it in her to dissemble as she knows she must. To be sure, This girl who has drawn tears from hundreds of cynical theater-goers could have staged an outburst to confuse Jack beyond all anger. But to what avail? Barbara does not know, but knows that she can do no more, and returns to other business. The day of reckoning a teenage boy once promised himself, when his long-nurtured values, loyalty, perseverance, ambition, would have out and command the world, now arrives premature and aborted. The raw, naked shambles must be covered, vindicated, and she who so thoughtlessly allowed herself to be drawn into the conception of the dream must share the suffering. So the brilliant mind that was to earn acclaim and devotion now bends to cogent and articulate slander. The wound flows freely, written and rewritten, dressed and redressed, to emerge clean, polished, and so very politic.
Hey, Jan.
Hey, Jack.
You can get a car and drive it to anywhere you like.
It has come to our attention from various sources. You've conducted yourself in a manner unbecoming a student of this university. It is on these grounds that I find I must require your immediate withdrawal from the College of Arts and Sciences.
What?
Immediate? What's going on?
She's...
And so dreams are ravaged, like balloons and crepe paper after a dance. The girl who had always been able to bridge her desires with what multitudes of well-wishers had expected of her, is in her terms, in their terms, destroyed. It is true she had not known what Jack had expected of her, and there springs the tragedy of two star-crossed dreamers, valedictorian and salutatorian. The distinction, once arbitrary, is precious. Those who live as Barbara did may know what has happened, but how can those who have had faith in her longest, how can they hope to understand the processes that have destroyed her, severed her from the college experience that was to give her a true sense of purpose? And what is life in this country without at least the means to this end? Far in the hinterlands, the faithful that are all Barbara's parents shall weep in the silence after the evening meal, and the hometowns, sprinkled and salting that vast earth, shall pull down a myriad of shades to shut out the night, and the dreaming that is the night must then, as always, be procreated in secret, in dog-eared books, in the limbo behind the cowshed, or on dusty, deserted roads, where couples have moved self-consciously from front seat to back seat to avoid the harsh insistence of a steering wheel, and back to the front seat to face once again the road that must somehow lead to the twin coasts, the ineluctable limits of a groping continent. What in this quivering immensity, with its great affected indifference, can be found to pardon Barbara? She, too, has suffered the ambition which torments its citizens as an hereditary disease, a racial gigantism given to lustful inbreeding. She that was one of them may now only inherit the disease, and having missed the mark, is politely regretted. What then becomes of the resident expatriate? Where is Barbara? Our Barbara. Everybody's Barbara. Barbara with the golden heart. Barbara. Barbara. The ways of campus justice are crude but nonetheless effective. Jack, who very shortly regretted his crime, found himself cast out of campus society. To be sure, he will go on to graduate, but not with highest honors as expected. because, for a variety of reasons, he will not care to finish his thesis. As for Virginia, she will not be in school next term, but because she is younger, she will get another chance. But she that tried so hard to be real is, after all, only in our hearts.